Good morning, everyone. Christian Duque, MD Noble Weekly, episode 30, brought to you courtesy of IronMagLabs.com, your go-to source for all your bodybuilding and fitness supplements. Also, check out AndroHard Topical Muscle Enhancement Gels, available at MuscleGels.com. And don't forget, Muscle Gels will be at the 2018 Arnold Classic. So come say hello to me, Greg the Ramblin' Freak Valentino, and many, many other video stars that I'll be mentioning in the coming weeks. Today is Wednesday, January the 10th, and we've got plenty to talk about. I really would prefer not to talk about the ongoing Dave Palumbo, Louie Marco Odyssey, but listen, guys, when you're talking about, you know, folks that have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of subscribers combined, this wouldn't be much of a news show to just gloss over that. Now, you know, the situation with Louie, unfortunately, you know, whatever went down with Dave Palumbo, that's their business. I'm really just, I've already spoken my piece on that, but I think what bothers me is the fact that Ron Harris, online editor-in-chief of Muscular Development, reached out to Louie, offering him an interview. And Louie, you know, he said that he wouldn't do it because, quote unquote, there were a couple of guys doing videos for MD that he didn't like their style. And, you know, honestly, I mean, look, we all know he's not talking about Kevin Levrone, the Maryland Muscle Machine, as I see it. He's not talking about Ron Harris with Ask Ron or the Ronline Report. By process of elimination, what other video shows are there except for ours? You know what I mean? And the reality is, if you watch Greg Valentino live every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Iron Mag Labs on Instagram, you will see that, you know, Greg took major offense at Louie calling him a has-been, at, you know, Louie saying that, you know, this guy wasn't going to be around in a couple of months or 2-3 months, like he looked real sickly. He took offense to the fact that, you know, he basically called Greg irrelevant. How is Greg irrelevant? You know, Generation Iron, Muscular Development, Iron Mag Labs. It's like, you know, he's got a weekly rant with us. Well, a weekly rant with us, the IML us, a live show with us. Then he's got a weekly show with us, the MD us. Then he's over at Generation Iron. He's on movies. He's been on major network TV, not as some, you know, Incredible Hulk lookalike, as Greg Valentino, talking to Tyra, talking to, you know, Jay Leno. I mean, what's Louie been on? You know, I mean, he's been to one bodybuilding show, one bodybuilding expo, you know, and that's it. So, you know, and also Greg has been inviting him for the last 2 or 3 weeks to debate him on that said Instagram show at Iron Mag Labs Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know, so it just, you know, honestly, this whole idea, it wasn't too long ago that there was a certain owner of a supplement company, it was alleged, wanted Sean Ray fired from Muscular Development because Sean Ray dared to have an objective opinion. And I know that still a lot of people are sore about that, you know, but, you know, this idea, I won't do interviews with your newspaper or your magazine because there's a writer there who's very objective, very critical of me, so I just can't do it. I mean, you know, and Nick Strength and Power is someone that I really like. I like his content. Greg Valentino said on his live show, we need more Nick Strength and Powers in bodybuilding. He followed me on Instagram like 2 or 3 days ago, liked some of my posts. I was touched. I didn't follow back. I don't like doing follow for follow. That's just not me. And even though, you know, the kid's got 250,000 subscribers, it's the same policy for him as it is for, you know, those annoying Dreaming Elegance people or those annoying Division Supply people or a really nice guy that just, you know, has a good body or whatever, has a good story, but just doesn't, we don't have a connection. It's not that I'm better. It's just that, you know, I've got 2,300 people that are following me. I'm following, I think, like 102. I'm just really, really picky about who I follow because, you know, I've got a news show. I work marketing job in one company, athlete coordinator in another one. I have several day jobs. It's like, I don't have time. I don't even have breath. You know, so I just don't like to follow just, you know, just everybody that follows me. Anyway, so yesterday I was going to reach out to Nick because I had heard that, you know, he accepted to do an interview with Muscular Development. And I really hope that he, you know, carries through with that, especially because of the fact that, you know, when a man gives his word, he's got to keep it. You know what I mean? That's like what a man does. That's what a woman does. That's what an adult does. You know what I mean? You give your word, you know? And I reached out to comment to him, you know, send him a DM, and he blocked me, you know? And I'm sure he blocked me because I put out a video 3 tips for Louie Marco, and one of the tips was on being a man. And listen, I don't know if Sadiq Faruqi from RX Muscle wrote to Louie Marco, and I don't know that if he wrote to him, if he apologized for the video that offended Louie so much. But even if Sadiq had written that letter, it was clearly off the record. And in a recent interview that Louie did, he outs the guy. You know, what's that going to do for his work relationship with Dave Palumbo? How awkward is it going to be? Even if he didn't send the letter, just the fact that Louie is saying he sent it. By the way, like, you know, a lot of folks like my 3 tips to Louie. In fact, I'm told Sadiq might have even liked it. I don't know who told me that, but the bottom line is that Louie was told something, if he was told something, in confidence. And the fact that he wanted to put it out there as to sort of say, I got one up on you, Dave, that's, you know, that's not what a man does. Yeah, and there's times that I don't act like a man. There's times where, you know, I should, you know, step it up here in the house and do more. You know what I mean? There's times I should, like, take out the trash or you know, whatever, like, I don't know, stuff. I should, like, clean up a little bit, be more considerate, you know what I mean? I may not know how to use a dishwasher, but I'm sure I could YouTube it and learn, you know what I mean? But I just, you know, leave the dishes in the sink and, you know, hope that the girlfriend puts them in the dishwasher, you know? But that's laziness. That's not me being a real man. I should be a real man and learn how to use the thing, you know? I'll probably learn today, okay? I'll probably learn. I know you got to put detergent in it, and I know you've got to close the door, but I don't know all the other things. And I'm also terrified that the plates will still have soap on them. I mean, that is a real fear of mine, especially like with oatmeal. Who the hell wants to eat? I like raisins in my oatmeal. I like walnuts. I don't like, you know, soap. So, you know, listen, it was just some constructive criticism, and we all know all too well that Louie Marco can't take any criticism because he blocks people. And I was hoping that I'd be able to talk to Nick, and Nick actually wrote back on one of my videos. I don't know if I should, well, let me see. I'm gonna go here. I'll read you what, I don't know if I should do that or not. You know what? I'm not gonna do that. I'm just not gonna do that. You can go to Strength Addicts, youtube.com/Strength Addicts, and you can see the comment there for yourself. And I wrote him back, and I still like his content. You know, it's not a situation where, like, if you block me, I suddenly don't like you. I just think that it's a flaw. I think that Louie Marco, Nick Strength and Power, the Hodge Twins, Muscular Development, RX Muscle, Digital Muscle, we should all be working together. You know, we should all be growing the sport of bodybuilding. This type of thing right here hurts bodybuilding. Honestly, it really does. But I just honestly, I was deeply offended that Louie would reject Ron Harris. I was deeply offended because Muscular Development is the greatest bodybuilding magazine that has ever lived, alongside with Flex, and it's the greatest magazine alongside with Flex that will ever be. I mean, you know, and the fact that he would reject it, and he even said it was a polite email. He even said it was a professional email. But the level of arrogance that the magazine has to be 110% in agreement with him and not have even just like even a single person that has a style he doesn't like, he won't do it. Now, he's free to interview with whoever he wants, but I think it does a disservice to the bodybuilding community. You know what I mean? I honestly, I don't get it. You know, I see other people. I see people like Boston Lloyd. I see people like Rich Piana, may he rest in peace. I see people in this industry. I see Mark Lobliner. I see people that deal with trolls every single day. Now, I'm not calling myself a troll, but, you know, it's all in the eye of the beholder. You know what I mean? You could think I'm a troll. You could think I'm a good writer. What you think is your subjective reality. So, you know, you can block a troll, fine. But to go to the extent of not working with a publication, I mean, to me, honestly, that's going to hurt their brand. I mean, I don't know, really, honestly, what Aaron is looking to do with these guys. But if they're going to block entire publications simply because a publication runs a video star or a video that the person doesn't like, how are you supposed to bring the product line to a completely untapped, uncharted part of the world in terms of the fitness industry? How are you supposed to do that? I mean, you understand, right, that around the world, Muscular Development is a powerhouse. Any country in Latin America, ask Kit Sanderson, okay? Shoot him an email. Kit's great about email. He'll email you right back. You go from Mexico to, you know, Chile and Argentina. You go over to Spain. You go around the world. You can go to the Philippines, where there's a humongous Spanish-speaking population, and everybody's reading MD Latino. But when you say, I'm not going to work with Muscular Development because there's a couple of guys parentheses Christian Duque and Greg Valentino, making videos, I'm not going to talk to you guys, you're also shutting yourself out of MD Latino and that whole market. It doesn't make any sense to me. But we're not dealing with seasoned veterans in this industry. And that, my friends, that is where that, you know, old school that you know, look down upon so much is really going to help you. Yeah, you got the numbers. That's true. You got the numbers. But you don't know how the industry works because you haven't been in it long enough to even know the most basic concept of not turning down gigantic magazines that could literally pave the way for your supplement company, for your personal career. What happens if you get dropped from Redcon? What's going to happen then? What are you going to do? I mean, it's a very poorly thought out thing, you know, and I'm just beside myself. I just cannot believe that he turned down muscular development. I just can't believe, I honestly cannot believe it. And finally, I do want to talk about the new NPC rule. The National Physique Committee now, starting effective 2018, will require that only the top 2, as opposed to the top 5 in each class, be nationally qualified for the nationals. So now if you do a competition and you place 5th in your class, you will no longer be qualified for the nationals. You will have to either win the class or be the runner-up winner. And I think that's fantastic. The National Physique Committee represents the greatest, deepest lineups, most competitive amateur athletes in the United States, and the best of those best become IFBB Pro League athletes. So, you know, they're setting the bar higher and higher. You know, they're not going to deal with any mediocrity. They're not going to, you know, do 10th place medals. They're not going to do any of that. If you want to step on the national stage, you have to either win your class or get runner-up. And I think that's awesome. I totally applaud it. I saw it on Gary Udit's wall. You know, I've talked to several people about it, and I think it's an awesome thing. I think it's absolutely awesome thing. And that's pretty much all I have to say, guys. I really want us to try to be a little bit more positive. And you know, this is going to be a great year for bodybuilding. You know, the NPC and the IFBB Pro League will completely dominate, and we will grow bodybuilding to the point where it's never been before. I'm so excited about the Arnold Classic. Again, I want to invite you to the to the Muscle Gels booth, Muscle Gels, makers of Andro Hard, at the 2018 Arnold Classic. I really want to meet you guys, trolls included. Trolls, please come by, because you know something. Let me tell you something about trolls. And there's about, in my case, because again, it's all in the perception. In my case, there's probably about a dozen of you that are just hardcore. Harry Brotman, you need to increase the quality of your trolling. Okay, you got a lot of subject matter to work with here, so I expect, you know, a little bit of creativity. Okay, get with Don Flex and Kinnick, and I think they will be able to help you. You know, because you know, a troll is really, in my book, a failure. But if you're a failure at being a failure, I mean, that's like a redundancy that I don't even want to get into, because it probably make my head hurt. So, but trolls make the world a better place. They do. I mean, at least the message boards. Would you want to go on a message board where everybody agrees with everything? That would be so boring. You know what I mean? So I like trolls because they make the message boards a little combative in the figurative online sense. It's all in good fun. But I do want to meet you guys. Get a sample, get a picture with Greg the Ramblin' Freak Valentino. I mean, maybe win a contest and win a shirt. I mean, listen, guys, it's going to be fun. You know, what happens on the boards stays on the boards. Very much like Vegas, where I've never been. So maybe this year I'll go. Thanks again for watching. This is Christian Duque, MD Noble, weekly episode 3030. Brought to you courtesy of Iron Mag Labs and Muscle Gels, topical muscle enhancement gels.